Winegard Trav'ler, Shaw MPEG-4 upgrade. This video will guide you through the process of upgrading your Trav'ler using the Shaw MPEG-4 upgrade kit. Let's start by identifying the parts in the kit and the tools needed to complete this upgrade. The kit includes an ODU, IDU, and 5/16 nut driver. You will need a 1/2 inch and 7/16 wrench, a 3/16 Allen wrench, an adjustable wrench, and wire cutters. Power the interface box on, then press and hold the enter button until Enter User menu appears on the screen. Press the select button to move the asterisk to yes, then press enter. With search mode on the top line, press select twice to put installation on the top line. Then press enter. When prompted for install password, press enter 4 times. With select antenna on the top line, press select once to put raise antenna on the top line, then press enter. When asked raise antenna yes or no, press select to move the asterisk to yes, then press enter. It will indicate raise antenna in progress, then raise antenna raised. Press enter. Repeat the antenna raise process until you receive a raise antenna motor stall message. The antenna is now in the position we need to complete the upgrade. Press power and select on the interface box to power it off, then disconnect it from power and unplug the data cable. Now grab your tools and the new ODU and get on the roof. Once on the roof, start by removing the reflector. Using the 1/2 inch wrench and 3/16 Allen wrench, remove the nuts and screws holding the reflector in place. Remove the wedge-shaped clamps and set all the hardware aside. Remove the reflector from the plate. Then, using the 7/16 wrench, disconnect the sheath cables from the turret. Then remove the P-clip that holds the cable to the elevation arms using the 5/16 nut driver. Set that assembly aside. Now we will disconnect the data cable. Remove the 4 screws holding the inspection plate in place using a 5/16 nut driver. Locate the data cable connection under the plate and disconnect it. You may need to loosen the Heiko nut to reach the data cable connection. Using an adjustable wrench, loosen the large gray nut that holds the data cable to the turret. Then remove the cable from the turret. Be careful not to lose the retaining nut inside the turret. Disconnect the GPS cable under the inspection plate, then use the adjustable wrench to loosen the Heiko nut that secures the cable through the base. Remove the GPS cable. To take the turret off the transition plate, locate the 9 5/16 screws and remove them. Now flip the turret over. Remove the 4 5/16 screws from the ODU and cut the zip tie. Be careful not to cut any of the cables. Disconnect the GPS cable from the ODU. Disconnect the 2 coax cables from the ODU using the 7/16 wrench. Disconnect the gray 6-pin connector, black 8-pin connector, and black 12-pin connector from the ODU. Remove the rubber grommet with the cable bundle running through it from the housing. Verify all cables and the grommet have been removed from the ODU. Now remove the ODU. Install the new ODU in place of the original, then reattach the grommet. Pull the original GPS cable through the opening in the grommet. Reconnect the black 12-pin, black 8-pin, and gray 6-pin connectors to the ODU. Reattach the coax cables to the ODU with the red cable on the left and the blue cable on the right. Make them finger tight, then use a 7/16 wrench for a 1/8 turn. Reconnect the GPS cable and secure it to the grommet using the cable tie, removing the excess tie. Use the 4 5/16 screws and the provided nut driver to screw the ODU to the turret assembly. Before placing the turret back on the transition plate, verify the moisture barrier and gasket are in place. With the turret back on the transition plate, reinstall the 9 5/16 screws. Feed the GPS cable through the Heiko nut, reconnecting it, then tighten the Heiko nut. Reconnect the data cable under the inspection plate, securing it with a gray nut. Tighten the Heiko nut on the data cable. Reinstall the gasket and inspection plate. To reattach the reflector, align the 2 anchor posts on the back of the reflector with the 2 notches on the skew plate. Set the reflector on the skew plate with the L and B arm positioned to the bottom of the skew plate. Insert the 2 longer screws into the top 2 holes and the shorter screws in the bottom holes. Now slide the clamps onto the screws and thread the nuts. Use the 1/2" wrench and 3/16 Allen wrench to tighten the nuts. Reconnect the P-clip to the elevation arm using the 5/16 nut driver. Be sure the cable tie is to the immediate left of the P-clip. Now you can reconnect the sheath cable to the 4 ports on the turret. These can be installed in any order. Tighten the cables until finger tight, and then use a 7/16 wrench for a quarter turn. With the hardware successfully installed, we can go back into the coach. Hook up the new IDU to the power cord and data cable, then turn it on. After connecting to antenna, it will say LG Shaw Direct. Press and hold the power button to initiate the stow procedure. Once the unit stows, the box will power off. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the Shaw 2019 service upgrade on your Trav'ler system. If you were not able to successfully complete this installation or have questions, please contact Winegard customer support via phone at 800-288-8094 or email help@winegard.com.